Welcome back to AI-deas, part of the Good Business Podcast.
Yes.
From the PHINMA-DLSU Center for Business and Society, where we always try to explore the power of business as a force for good in the world.
A force for good.
Today's deep dive is brought to you in part by Notebook LM.
Very cool.
And takes us to the Philippines.
All right.
We'll be exploring an article from Rappler,
Okay.
from their Good Business column,
Interesting.
titled Kaloob and Kapwa, Agrabah Ventures on Co-Creating a Bountiful Tomorrow.
Wow.
It's really a fascinating look at how this company, Agrabah Ventures, is really trying to change the agricultural system to empower farmers.
Yeah, they're really trying to revolutionize things.
Yeah, and trust me, there's a lot to unpack here.
There is. I think what's really striking about this article is that it really shines a light on a persistent issue.
Mm-hmm.
The struggles of Filipino farmers. We're talking about generations of systemic challenges.
Right.
Unpredictable prices, middlemen, siphoning off profits, and a lack of access to resources.
It's a cycle that's kept many farmers trapped in a vulnerable position.
Really is.
It makes you wonder, how often do we actually think about the journey?
Yeah.
Our food takes, from farm to table.
I mean, I know I don't nearly enough.
There's a whole world behind those grocery store shelves.
Yeah, it's easy to forget.
And this article does a great job of pulling back the curtain.
It really does.
But what's particularly interesting is how Agrabah Ventures tackles these issues head on.
Yeah.
They're not just offering a Band-Aid solution, they're aiming for systemic change.
Exactly. And that's where the founder, Jun Okal, comes in. He's not your typical social entrepreneur. He comes from a very successful corporate background.
Interesting.
Working in a high-rise office in Makati.
Okay.
But what sets him apart is his childhood.
Okay.
Growing up surrounded by farmers and fishermen in Bicol.
So he has seen both sides.
He brings this very unique dual perspective to the table.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like he's bridging two worlds, right?
Yeah.
Corporate savvy meets a deep understanding of the challenges
Absolutely.
faced by farmers on the ground.
Yeah.
The article mentions this idea of him reaching back from his corporate world to his roots.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
It's a powerful image.
It really is. And that dual perspective is so crucial.
Okay.
Because he's experienced both worlds. Junusal understands the systemic issues that need to be addressed.
Right.
It's not just about providing charity or handouts.
Okay.
It's about creating a sustainable model that truly empowers farmers to take control of their livelihoods.
Okay. So let's talk about that model.
All right.
What makes Agrabah Ventures so different?
Sure.
What are they doing that's actually moving the needle?
Well, one of the key elements is their market-first approach.
Okay.
They're flipping the script on traditional farming.
Okay.
Instead of farmers planting crops and then hoping for the best at the market, Agrabah secures purchase orders for them before they even put a seed in the ground.
So the farmers know exactly what to plant.
Exactly.
How much to plant.
Yeah.
And that they have a guaranteed buyer waiting at a fair price.
And a fair price. Yep.
That removes a huge amount of uncertainty.
Absolutely. Imagine the psychological impact of that security.
Yeah.
It allows farmers to focus on what they do best, cultivating their land, without the constant worry of whether they'll be able to sell their harvest.
Right.
It's a simple but powerful shift in the power dynamic.
Yeah.
And think about the ripple effect.
Okay.
Those purchase orders become proof of income.
Wow.
Opening doors to loans and financial services that were previously out of reach.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
But Agrabah doesn't stop at guaranteed purchases.
Right.
They also help farmers navigate the logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
They can eat into their profits.
Ugh, it's a nightmare.
I'm talking about the middlemen, the transportation costs,
right.
the spoilage that can happen when produce sits around.
Yeah.
Waiting to be transported.
Absolutely.
You're exactly right.
So to address this, they've set up this direct-to-market logistics network.
Okay.
Truckers pick up produce directly from the farms.
Wow.
And deliver it straight to the buyers.
So they cut out the middlemen.
Cut out the middlemen.
And reduce waste in the process.
And reduce waste, yep.
This streamlined system means more money.
More money.
Goes straight into the farmers' pockets.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's not just about being efficient.
Right.
It's about fairness.
Absolutely.
It's about making sure the people who are doing the hard work,
yeah,
the backbreaking labor,
yeah,
are actually reaping the rewards.
Exactly. And Agrabah takes it a step further with this program
Okay.
that taps into the growing world of carbon credits.
Okay, now this is where I need you to break it down for me.
Sure.
Carbon credits sound a bit complex,
They can be, yeah.
especially in the context of traditional farming.
Right.
How does this program actually work?
It's actually a really innovative approach.
Yep.
Agrabah was instrumental in drafting the Metro Naga Zero carbon policy,
Wow.
which creates a system where farmers can earn additional income by selling carbon credits
Okay.
to businesses looking to offset their emissions.
Interesting.
And this is groundbreaking stuff in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Yeah.
Farmers are rewarded for environmentally friendly practices,
Okay.
and businesses can take concrete steps towards sustainability.
So it's not just about increasing income.
Exactly.
It's also about incentivizing sustainable practices.
Absolutely.
I love that. It feels like a very holistic approach.
It really is.
You know, throughout this article, there's this recurring theme of Kapwa,
Yes.
this Filipino concept of shared identity and dignity.
Right.
It seems to be at the heart of everything Agrabah does.
Kapwa is such an important concept to understand.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing our interconnectedness, our shared humanity. And it's woven into the very fabric of Agrabah Ventures.
Okay.
They don't just come in with prepackaged solutions.
Right.
They actually engage with the farming communities, listening to their needs, their challenges, and their aspirations.
That's such a critical point. It's about partnership, not paternalism.
Exactly.
It's about empowering communities to be part of the solution,
Yes.
not just passive recipients of aid.
Exactly. And this brings us to another interesting aspect of Agrabah Ventures,
Okay.
the founder's exit strategy.
This is the part that really surprised me.
Yeah.
Ju Okol isn't planning on heading this venture forever.
Right.
He's actually planning to step back from the company
Yeah.
and become a part of the farming community he's been serving.
He's going to really immerse himself.
That's a bold move.
It is, and it speaks volumes about his commitment
Right.
to the cause.
Yeah.
It's not just about setting up a system and walking away.
Yeah.
It's about fully immersing himself in the community, living and working alongside the people he's been striving to empower.
That's amazing.
It's a powerful embodiment of Kapwa.
It makes you wonder, how many founders are willing to go that far?
Yeah.
To become part of the solution, not just the architect of it.
It's a rare level of dedication.
Yeah.
And it also speaks to the sustainability of Agrabah's model
Okay.
by embedding himself in the community.
Right.
Unicol is ensuring that Agrabah's values continue to evolve and adapt alongside the people they're designed to serve. It's a legacy that goes beyond just business metrics.
So we've delved into the challenges, the innovative solutions,
We have.
the logistics, the carbon credits, and this deep-rooted philosophy of Kapwa.
Yeah.
What does it all mean? Why should our listeners care about Agrabah Ventures?
This story is about so much more than just agriculture in the Philippines.
Right.
It's about recognizing a problem,
Yeah.
approaching it with empathy and innovation, and ultimately empowering people to create a better future.
For themselves and their communities.
Yeah.
It's about the power of human connection.
Right.
The importance of understanding different perspectives.
Yeah.
And the potential for businesses to be a force for good.
A force for good in the world.
In the world.
Agrabah Ventures is a shining example of how profit and purpose can coexist and even thrive together.
Yeah.
They've proven that sustainable solutions can be both effective and profitable.
Absolutely.
And it really challenges the notion that businesses have to choose
Right.
between doing good and making money.
Yeah, it does. And what's so inspiring is that they're not just talking about it.
Right.
They're walking the walk. And it really begs the question,
Yeah.
could this model be replicated?
That's a great question.
Could this blend of market-driven strategies, community engagement, and a deep respect for Kapwa be applied in other contexts?
That's a fantastic question. It's not just about agriculture, right?
Right.
What about other sectors facing similar challenges?
Could we see this approach empowering artisans, small businesses, or even entire communities grappling with poverty and inequality?
It's a challenge, an invitation to think outside the box.
Right.
Imagine the possibilities if we started applying these principles, understanding the needs of the community,
Right.
building genuine partnerships,
Yeah.
and creating systems that benefit everyone involved.
It's almost like Agrabah Ventures is a blueprint,
Yeah.
a proof of concept that a different way of doing business is possible.
It really is.
A way that's both sustainable and deeply human.
Absolutely. And ultimately, that's what makes this story so compelling.
Yeah.
It reminds us that real change often starts at the grassroots level by listening to those we aim to serve and working together to create solutions that uplift everyone.
It's a powerful reminder that business can be a force for good.
Absolutely.
And sometimes all it takes is a little Kapwa to make a world of difference.
A little Kapwa.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Into the inspiring world of Agrabah Ventures.
An inspiring story, for sure.
We encourage you to seek out more information about their work.
Absolutely.
And perhaps even consider how you might apply these principles.
Yeah.
In your own endeavors, remember, change is possible.
It is.
And sometimes it starts with a simple question.
Okay.
What would happen if we approach this with Kapwa in mind?